Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas City, Kansas. Kansas City, abbreviated as KCK, is the third largest city in the U.S. state of Kansas, the county seat of Wyandotte County, and the third largest city of the Kansas City metropolitan area. As of the 2020 census, the population of the city was 156,607. The city formed as a streetcar suburb of Kansas City, Missouri, after which it is named. It is situated at Kaw Point, the junction of the Missouri and Kansas rivers. It is part of a consolidated city-county government known as the Unified Government. Wyandotte County also includes the independent cities of Bonner Springs, Edwardsville, a portion of Lake Quivira, and the unincorporated area known as Loring. History. In October 1872, Old Kansas City, Kansas, was incorporated. The first city election was held on October 22 of that year, by order of Judge Hiram Stevens of the 10th Judicial District, and resulted in the election of Mayor James Boyle. The mayors of the city after its organization were James Boyle, C.A.I. Dimmler, A.S. Orbison, Illy Teague, and Samuel McConnell. In June 1880, the governor of Kansas, John St. John, proclaimed the city of Kansas City a city of the second class with Mayor McConnell present. In March 1886, New Kansas City, Kansas, was formed through the consolidation of 5 municipalities: Old Kansas City, Armstrong, Armourdale, Riverview, Wyandotte. The oldest city of the group was Wyandotte, which was formed in 1857 by Wyandotte Native Americans and Methodist missionaries. 370, 384, 388 in the 1890s, the city saw an explosive growth in population as a streetcar suburb of Kansas City, Missouri. This growth continued until the 1930s. It was one of the nation's 100 largest cities for many U.S. Census counts from 1890 to 1960, including 1920, when it had a population of over 100,000 residents for the first time. As with adjacent Kansas City, Missouri, the percentage of the city's most populous ethnic group, non-Hispanic whites, has declined from 76.3% in 1970 to 40.2% in 2010. In 1997, voters approved a proposition to unify the city and county governments, creating the Unified Government of Wyandotte County. Geography. According to the United States Census Bureau, the city has a total area of 128.38 square miles, 332.50 km2, of which 124.81 square miles, 323.26 km2 is land, and 3.57 square miles, 9.25 km2 is water. Neighborhoods. Neighborhoods of Kansas City, Kansas include the following: Downtown, Argentine, former home to the silver smelter for which it was named. It was consolidated with Kansas City in 1910. Armourdale, formerly a city, it was consolidated with the city of Kansas City in 1886. Armstrong, a small town sitting on the northern bluff of the Kansas River, absorbed in the merger of Wyandotte, Kansas City, and Armourdale. A Rickery subdivision. Bethel, a neighborhood located generally along Leavenworth RD, between 72nd and 77th Streets. It was never incorporated as a municipality. Fairfax District, an industrial area along the Missouri River. Hanover Heights. Historic Westvite. Muncie. Maywood until the late 1990s. Maywood was a quiet, isolated residential area. It is now part of the Village West project that includes the Legends Shopping and Entertainment District, the Children's Mercy Park Soccer Stadium, Monarchs Community America Baseball Park, the Schlitterbahn Amusement Water Park, the Kansas Speedway Racetrack, and Hollywood. McGrew Grove, Nearman, Parkwood, Piper, Polish Hill, Pomeroy, late 19th, early 20th century train depot, trading post, sawmill, and river landing for barges to load and unload. Riverview, like Armstrong, a small town on the northern river bluff absorbed in the merger of Wyandotte, Kansas City, and Armourdale. Rosedale consolidated with Kansas City in 1922. Stony Point, Strawberry Hill, Turner Community around the Wyandotte-Johnson County border to the Kansas River north-south, and from -635 to -435 east-west. Vinewood, Walcott, Wellborn, Parks and Parkways, City Park, Wyandotte County Lake Park, Big 11 Park. Climate: Kansas City lies in the Midwestern United States, as well as near the geographic center of the country, at the confluence of the longest river in the country, the Missouri River, and the Kansas River, also known as the Kaw River. The city lies in the humid continental climate Köppen DFA zone, with 4 distinct seasons and moderate precipitation, and is part of plant hardiness zone 6 being located in the center of North America. Far removed from a significant body of water, there is significant potential for extremes of hot and cold swings in temperature throughout the year. Unless otherwise stated, normal figures below are based on data from 1981. The warmest month of the year is July, with a 24-hour average temperature of 81.0 deg F 27.2 deg C. The summer months are hot, but can get very hot and moderately humid. High temperatures surpass 100 deg F 38 deg C on 5.6 days of the year and 90 deg F 32 deg C on 47 days. The coldest month of the year is January, with an average temperature of 31.0 deg F 0.6 deg C. Winters are cold, with 22 days where the high is at or below the freezing mark and 2.5 nights with a low at or below 0 deg F 18 deg C. The official record maximum temperature is 113 deg F 45 deg C, set on August 14, 1936, at Downtown Airport, while the official record minimum temperature is 23 deg F 31 deg C, set on December 22 and 23, 1989. Normal seasonal snowfall is 13.4 inches 34 cm at Downtown Airport and 18.8 in 48 cm at Kansas City International Airport. The average window for freezing temperatures is October 31 to April 4, while for measurable 0.1 in or 0.25 cm snowfall, it is November 27 to March 16 as measured at Kansas City International Airport. Precipitation, both in frequency and total accumulation, shows a marked uptick in late spring and summer. Kansas City is situated on the edge of the Tornado Alley, a broad region where cold air from the Rocky Mountains in Canada collides with warm air from the Gulf of Mexico, leading to the formation of powerful storms, especially during the spring. A few areas of the Kansas City metropolitan area have had some severe outbreaks of tornadoes at different points in the past, including the Ruskin Heights tornado in 1957, the tornado outbreak sequence of May 2019, and the May 2003 tornado outbreak sequence. The region can also fall victim to the sporadic ice storm during the winter months, such as the 2002 ice storm, during which hundreds of thousands lost power for days and in some cases weeks. Kansas City and its outlying areas are also subject to flooding, including the Great Flood of 1993 and the Great Flood of 1951. Demographics. According to the 2010 census, there were 145,786 people, 53,925 households, and 35,112 families residing in the city. The population density was 1168.1 inhabitants per square mile, 451.0/km2. There were 61,969 housing units at an average density of 496.5 per square mile, 191.7/km2. The median age in the city was 32.5 years. 28.4% of residents were under the age of 18. 9.7% were between the ages of 18 and 24. 27.7% were from 25 to 44. The gender makeup of the city was 49.4% male and 50.6% female. There were 53,925 households, of which 37.0% had children under the age of 18 living with them, 39.1% were married couples living together, 18.9% had a female householder with no husband present, 7.0% had a male household. 28.8% of all households were made up of individuals, and 8.9% had someone living alone who was 65 years of age or older. The average household size was 2.68, and the average family size was 3.32. The racial composition of Kansas City, Kansas as of 2010, was as follows: white, 52.2%, Black or African American, 26.8%, Native American, 0.8%, Asian, 2.7%, Pacific Islander, 0.1%, other races, 13.6%, two or more races, 3.8%, Hispanic or Latino of any race, 27.8%, non-Hispanic whites, 40.2% as of the 2000 census. The median household income in the city was $33,011, and the median income for a family was $39,491. Males had a median income of $30,992 versus $24,543 for females. The per capita income for the city was $15,737. About 13.0% of families and 17.1% of the population were below the poverty line, including 23.8% of those under age 18 and 11.5% of those aged 65 or over. Economy. Largest employers. According to the city's 2013 Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, the largest employers in the city are government, city government. Kansas City, Kansas, has a consolidated city-county government in which the city and county have been merged into one jurisdiction. As such, it is simultaneously a city, which is a municipal corporation, and a county, which is an administrative division of a state. The Kansas legislature passed enabling legislation in 1997, and voters approved the consolidation proposal the same year. The Kansas City, Kansas Police Department was founded in 1898. By 1918, the department had begun taking photographs and fingerprints of all the felons its officers had arrested. The Kansas City, Kansas Fire Department was founded on December 25, 1883. The fire department is part of the Firefighters Relief Association and the International Association of Firefighters. IF Local 64 is a charter member and was organized on February 28, 1918. The department has 18 fire stations in the city and covers an area of approximately 127 square miles. The department also has specialty teams including heavy rescue, hazardous materials, foam team, water rescue, tactical medic, trench rescue, high-angle/rope rescue, and technical urban search and rescue. The fire department has 4 public service programs: a Citizens Assist program, fire prevention, safe place, and a smoke detector program. Mayor/CO Tyrone Garner, Board of Commissioners at Large District 1, Melissa Bynum. At Large District 2, Tom Barruffs. District 1, Gail Townsend. District 2, Brian McKiernan. District 3, Christian Ramirez. District 4, Harold L. Johnson Jr. District 5, Mike Kane. District 6, Angela Markley. Rockland. District 7, Chuck Stites. District 8, Andrew Davis. Law enforcement. The Kansas City Police Department, Kansas, performs law enforcement in the city and county. Of the statistics available in 2000 based on data collected by the Federal Bureau of Investigation, FBI, as part of its Uniform Crime Reporting Program, which represent from arrests made by state and local law enforcement agencies as reported to the FBI, there were a total of 696 incidents. Education. Colleges and universities. Private. Denelli College. Public. Kansas City, Kansas Community College. University of Kansas Medical Center, home of KU schools of medicine, nursing, and health professions. Public and private school districts. Kansas City USD 500, Piper USD 203, Turner USD 202, Bonner Springs Edwardsville USD 204, Archdiocese of Kansas City in Kansas Catholic schools. Secondary schools. Bishop Ward High School, Fairfax Learning Center, J.C. Harmon High School, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, Technical Education Center, Piper High School, Kansas City Piper, Kansas SS, F.L. Schlagel High School, Kansas State School for the Blind, KSSB, Sumner Academy of Arts and Science, Turner High School, Washington High School, Wyandotte High School, Kansas City. Public libraries. The Kansas City, Kansas Public Library System has 5 branch libraries spread throughout Wyandotte County. The main library, South Branch Library, Turner Community Library, West Wyandotte Library, and the Mr. and Mrs. F.L. Schlagel Environmental Library in Wyandotte County Lake Park. The system was formed in 1895. In 1899, it came under the authority of the Kansas City, Kansas Public School District Board of Education. Transportation. River transportation was important to early Kansas City, Kansas, as its location at the confluence of the Missouri and Kansas rivers afforded easy access to trade. Kansas City Area Transportation Authority provides transportation for sick-stick riders daily. A portion of I 70 was the first project in the United States completed under the provisions of the new Federal Aid Highway Act of 1956, though not the first constructed or to begin construction. Major highways. Interstate 35 to Des Moines, Iowa, to the north, and Wichita, Kansas, to the south. Interstate 70 to St. Louis, Missouri, to the east, and Topeka, Kansas/Denver, Colorado, to the west. Spur routes and roads. Interstate 435, a bi-state loop through the Missouri and Kansas suburbs, providing access to Kansas City International Airport. Interstate 635 connects the Kansas suburbs with Kansas City, Kansas, and Riverside, Missouri, just north of Kansas City, Missouri. Interstate 670, a southern bypass of I 70 and southern portion of the downtown loop. Signed as East I 70 when exiting from I 35 while traveling north. US-24-40 combination of the US-24 and US-40 highways that pass through Kansas City. K-5, a minor freeway bypassing the north of Kansas City, Kansas, connecting the GM Fairfax plant with I 635. K-5 continues as Leavenworth Road west to I 435, then on to Leavenworth, Kansas. K-7, a freeway linking Leavenworth County, Kansas, Wyandotte County, Kansas, and Johnson County, Kansas. K-32, a highway that links Leavenworth County, Kansas, Wyandotte County, and Douglas County, Kansas. Roads. US-169, 7th Street Trafficway, 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 South 18th Street Expressway, State Avenue and Parallel Parkway, Kansas Avenue and the Turner Diagonal. Culture. Kansas City, Kansas has a number of buildings that are listed on the National Register of Historic Places. The city is home to the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of Kansas City in Kansas, which covers 12,500 square miles 32. Memorial Hall is a 3,500-seat indoor arena/auditorium located in the city's downtown. The venue, which has a permanent stage, is used for public assemblies, concerts, and sporting events. In 1887, John G. Breaklean constructed a Victorian home for John and Margaret Scroggs in the area of Strawberry Hill. It is a fine example of the Queen and style architecture erected in Kansas City, Kansas. The Rosedale Arch, dedicated to the men of Kansas City, Kansas, who served in World War I, is a small-scale replica of France's famous Arc de Triomphe. It is located on Mount Marty in Rosedale, overlooking the intersection of Rainbow and Southwest Boulevards. Wyandotte High School is a public school building located at 2501 Minnesota Avenue. Built in 1936 as a Works Progress Administration project, the school was later designated as a historical landmark by the city in 1985 and placed on the National Register of Historic Places on April 30, 1986. In 1889, the Wyandotte County Museum and Historical Society was established as a permanent repository of the county's history. The Argentine Carnegie Library, the only Carnegie library that exists in the metropolitan area, was built in 1917. The library has moved the collections and staff from Argentine to the new South Branch at 3104 Strong Ave, a few blocks to the west and north, which opened September 26, 2012. The library has turned over the building to the Kansas City, Kansas USD 500. Other points of interest in the Kansas City, Kansas area include Fire Station No. 9, Ranada Theater, Hanover Heights Neighborhood Historic District, Huron Cemetery, Judge Louis Gates House, Kansas City, Kansas Hall, Kansas City, Kansas Fire Headquarters, Great Wolf Lodge, Schlitterbahn Vacation Village, Quindet. Media. Kansas City, Kansas is part of a bi-state media market that comprises 32 counties in northeastern Kansas and northwestern Missouri. The Kansas City media market, ranked 32nd by Arbitron and 31st by Nielsen, includes 10 television stations and 30 FM and 21 AM radio stations. Due to its close proximity to the Topeka media market, most of the television and radio stations from that city are receivable over the air in portions of the Kansas City, Kansas area. KCTV-CBS is licensed to Kansas City, Missouri, but operates out of Kansas City, Kansas. Newspapers. Kansas City, Kansas is served by the Kansan, a daily newspaper which ceased its print publication and became an online-only paper in 2009. Newspapers serving the city's suburbs include the Record serving Turner, Argentine and Rosedale, Piper Press serving Piper, and the Wyandotte West weekly publication for western Wyandotte County. Weekly newspapers include alternative publication The Pitch, faith-oriented newspaper The Kansas City Metro Voice, the Wyandotte Echo, which focuses on legal news, The Call, which is focused on the African American community, business newspaper Kansas City Business Journal, and the bilingual publication Dos Mundos. Broadcast media. The major U.S. broadcast television networks have affiliates in the Kansas City market, including WDAF-TV4 Fox, KCTV5 CBS, KMBC-TV9 ABC, KCPT19 PBS, KCWE29 The CW, KSHB-TV40 1 NBC, and KSMO TV62 MyNet. Other television stations in the market include St. Joseph, Missouri-based KTEG TV16 TBN, KCKS LD25, Lawrence, Kansas-based KMKI TV38 Independent, Spanish-language station CUC LD20 Univision, and KPXC TV50 Ion Television. Sports. Sporting Kansas City. The Major League Soccer franchise Sporting Kansas City, which was originally known as the Kansas City Wiz for its inaugural year in 1996, and the Kansas City Wizards from 1997 to 2010 currently play. The team originally planned to move to Trails Stadium, a planned stadium facility in Kansas City, Missouri in 2011, but the project was scuttled in 2009. The developer of the planned venue moved the project to the Village West area, near Legends Field, and received the needed approvals in January 2010. Kansas City Current. The Kansas City Current replaced the now-defunct National Women's Soccer League team FC Kansas City, which ceased operations in 2017. The Current played its inaugural season at Legends Field, Kansas City, but will play the 2022 season at Children's Mercy Park. The ownership has committed to building a soccer-specific stadium across the state line in Kansas City, a Mo Berkeley Riverfront Park. Kansas City Monarchs. The Kansas City Monarchs is an independent baseball team in the American Association, which moved to Kansas City, Kansas in 2003 and through 2019 played its home games at Legends Field, located adjacent to the Village West development in western Wyandotte County. The team was previously a member of the Northern League, which was not affiliated with Major League Baseball until it dissolved following the 2010 season, while the remaining Northern League teams became members of the North American League as part of the Northern League's merger with the Golden Baseball League and United Baseball League. The T-Bones joined many other former Northern League teams in the relatively new American Association of Independent Professional Baseball. The T-Bones won the Northern League Championship in 2008 and the American Association Championship in 2018. The unified government evicted it from its stadium on October 14, 2019 for non-payment of rent and utilities. Auto racing. The Kansas Speedway is an auto racetrack adjacent to the Village West area in western Wyandotte County. The Speedway, which is used for races that are part of the NASCAR Sprint Cup and other racing series, is a 1.5 miles, 2.4 km tri-oval with turns which bank at a 15-degree angle. The track held its first race on June 2, 2001, when the Winston West Series contested the Kansas 100. The top-level NASCAR Sprint Cup Series holds the annual Hollywood Casino 400 at the track. The Azad IndyCar Series previously had run the Roadrunner Turbo Indy 300 from 2001 to 2010, with IndyCar driver Scott Dixon setting the overall lap record for all series. Notable people. Notable individuals who were born in or have lived in Kansas City, Kansas include actor Ed Asner, jazz saxophonist Charlie Parker, Olympic track and field athlete Maurice Green, Muppet performer Matt Vogel, and musician and actress Jane Elmani.